Hey friends, who is ready for a cool, crisp, cozy fall weekend? I know I am, but living here in Mississippi, Zone 8A, that's not what I'm getting this weekend. It's 91 degrees and dry. At least it's not as humid as it has been, so that's one good thing. But I'm just scrambling around in my yard trying to keep things watered so they don't completely die on me. Is that what y'all are doing too? Or are y'all enjoying some crisp, clean fall-like temperatures? I could only wish. But what I'm going to show you today is, while I was walking around in my yard, I kept noticing, do you see that right there? Well, I'll take you up close in a minute and show it to you. But it's not anything, like it's not a shrub that I have to have in my yard. It's some kind of a trash tree shrub that just kind of grew up amongst the jungle before we cleaned it out. And then after we cleared everything out, it kind of grew and had some green leaves and was looking all right. So I said, well, we'll just keep that. You know, it's not bothering me so much. In fact, it's some kind of a walnut, something or another. Obviously, it's pretty hardy and no telling how long it's been there. But let me show you what's going on with it. I'm trying to put my phone camera in a location where it'll kind of be in the shade, or else it's going to overheat. But this is the shrub, scraggly bush, trash tree that I'm talking about. And it was full of green leaves, and you know, it looked all right. It looked pretty decent. It wasn't anything that I put there, but you know, I was just working with it. I was keeping it until maybe something better came along and I could do something else. Well, my hand has been forced to do something about it because one day it was pretty and it had just loads of pretty green leaves all over it. Nice green foliage that, you know, kind of made it look sort of lush back here. The next day I looked at it, not nary a leaf was left on it hardly. Something had completely defoliated this shrub. And I thought at first that maybe it was deer eating it, but no, that's not what it is at all. Let me bring you in closer. And this tree, shrub, it's probably a combination of more than just one thing. Because like I said, once upon a time, this whole area back here was just like in the undergrowth of the jungle. And when we kind of cleared it up last winter, this came out and bloomed out, and it looked okay. But not only is it this part right here, this is what is the walnut part of it, but we also have some kind of briar vine growing up in it, and we also have the evermore and always will be on my property wisteria just finding its way up there that would eventually choke it out one day. I'm telling y'all, that wisteria is so hardy. And when it gets out of hand, there is nothing that you can do about it. Look at it just twisting its way around that limb right there. It would kill it before too long. Anyway, but look, this is what has defoliated this trash tree slash shrub. You see, it has like a cobweb, a cocoon with all of these little worms that have eaten their way through this whole tree. They're some kind of bagworms, I guess. Caterpillars, really. And You see them wiggling around in there? But they absolutely decimated this thing. What am I going to do about it? What am I going to do? Well, since this is not anything that I really want to keep anyway, and I don't want to look at that anymore, and I want to get rid of those caterpillars that are in there, I'm just going to use my little pruners here and just cut it all down if I can get my pruners to work. But these are really neat and they're really strong, so you have to be very careful when using these because they will absolutely take a finger off. So be warned if you try to use something like this. But yeah, none of these branches are too big that these won't be able to handle. And I'm just going to cut it down. I'm just going to cut it down, and I don't know, maybe I'll make some other kind of flower bed right here. Wouldn't that be pretty? I'm always in the mood for more flower beds. That's what I'm going to do. I went inside to get a plastic bag. I'm just going to bag these bagworms and then cut the limb and just put them in the garbage. Because I'm afraid they'll just get on something else and start eating it up. I don't know. I don't know exactly how they work. But when I went inside to get the bag, I thought, oh, I want some sweet tea. So I poured me a cup of sweet tea, and I was putting that back in the putting the pitcher back in the refrigerator. And then I saw the canister of no-bake chocolate peanut butter oatmeal cookies that I made last night. And I thought, oh yeah, I want one of those. So I had to get me an oatmeal cookie, no-bake oatmeal cookie, and eat that. And so here it is a little bit later, and I'm back to finish what I hadn't even started yet. Are y'all like that? I'm terrible about starting something or wanting to start something, and then I get sidetracked, and then I kind of forget what I'm doing. And then when I come to, I'm like, oh my gosh, I have not even started what I intended to do. That's how it is for me. But here we go with this. Get this wisteria out of the way. All right, we're ready. Ready? My phone keeps overheating. That just tells you how hot it is here. Yeah. I mean, middle of September, I would hope that things would be cooling off here pretty soon, but no such luck. Like, I have on a Hawaiian shirt. I might go to the pool after this. Gonna get them in there. Come on. I think my battery must be running out. I think that's it. You have to pump it twice to... All right. Yep, they're in there. They can find a new home at the garbage dump. All right, now for the rest of this trash tree shrub, I think I'll just cut it down. Trying to find a spot where this camera might be in some shade. Ow! Ooh! That briar. I don't know if it's a green briar, sweet briar. It's a stickery briar. Just got me. Gardening ain't for the weak. That thing will break skin. I think it drew blood. And you know, some of these branches, I don't know, maybe I'll try to save some of them, because come Christmas time, I'll probably be looking for some sticks to put in some containers, maybe like spray paint red or gold or yellow or something, and put them in containers for Christmas in winter. We'll see. It's never too soon to start thinking about Christmas. What I found. Well, I think I found it a long time ago and just put it under that shrub. It's an old bottle. I have treasures like this all over my place. I love it. Look at all that. All of that foliage is wisteria. Let me show you. Wisteria is a vine. And look at how it has just wrapped itself around and around this shrub, tree, whatever. And over time, as the tree tries to grow, the wisteria grows, and it just will absolutely choke the life out of the tree. That's why I am constantly saying, y'all, don't plant wisteria. Even if it's, you think that you could control it, you can't. This was here when we got here, and I mean, we were young, we didn't know what we were doing, and we were raising a family, and like I said, it looked like a jungle back here. Most of it was wisteria, and it was out of hand when we got here, and now it's still out of hand, even though we've been trying to eradicate it. We just can't. I think that's one of the reasons that we've lost so many big trees back there. They've just been choked out from the wisteria. Not that wisteria is all I want to harp on, but even if you think, yeah, I can control that, I can stay on top of that, one of these days, you're going to get old, and you're not going to be able to get out and stay on top of things, and you will lose the fight with the wisteria. Mark my words. Yeah, I'll probably be able to do something with these for Christmas. It's funny to think about Christmas on a day when I'm sweating up and thinking about going to the pool. That's it. I've done it. Kind of opens up the spot. I want y'all to see how I want to show y'all just how dry this soil is. Is y'all soil this dry? I tell you what, I probably just need to be out here with the water hose, just watering this soil. I'm sure it's become hydrophobic through this lack of rainfall we've had. So the next time we do get rain, all the water will probably just run off of the topsoil and not even sink down to drench the roots that are well below soil level. I just said soil so many times because a friend of mine on YouTube who has a channel, it's called Garden Happy, her name is Liz. She made the comment one day, she said, "Oh, Patty, I just love the way you say soil." I said, "That is so funny, Liz." I said, "My next video that I make, I'll be sure and say it just for you." And she said, "Say it 3 times in a row." I think that was more than 3 times in a row. So, yeah, I say a lot of stuff funny. Okay, well, I'm glad to have that project taken care of. I'll do something with those stumps. Maybe put some, get rid of stump something or another on there. But, yeah, I'll put my sticks up and store them in a dry place to get ready for Christmas. It'll be here before we know it. And then I think I might go to the pool. It's warm, it's just what I need, an afternoon at the pool. I hope y'all have a good afternoon. I'll see y'all next time. Bye.